Well, Donald Trump has raised concerns over banning TikTok, saying it would only serve to empower Facebook. In 2020, the former president unsuccessfully tried to have the social media site removed from the app stores in the US. In an interview on Monday, Mr. Trump acknowledged that TikTok is still a national security risk, but doesn't agree with a proposed ban.
A lot of good, and there's a lot of bad with TikTok. But the thing I don't like is that without TikTok, you can make Facebook bigger. And I consider Facebook to be an enemy of the people, along with a lot of the media. When I look at it, I'm not looking to make Facebook double the size. And if you ban TikTok, Facebook and others, but mostly Facebook will be a big beneficiary. I think Facebook has been very bad for our country, especially when it comes to elections.
That is certainly a salient point, especially to us here in Australia at the moment. Joining me live is former White House Chief of Staff and now Bondi Partners consultant Mick Mulvaney. Mick, great to see you. What are the politics behind this? Because Trump has kind of flip-flopped on TikTok.
Yeah, Laura, the politics on this are pretty simple in this country. Donald Trump hates Mark Zuckerberg. Period. End of story. He hates
right. Clear.
And Mark Zuckerberg hates Donald Trump. So you and I have talked before about how Donald Trump bases a lot of his decision making based on personal relationships. He liked Scott Morrison and he enjoyed working with Scott Morrison. He didn't like Angela Merkel, so he did enjoy working with her. He can't stand Mark Zuckerberg. So a lot of this is personal animus and has very little to do with any of the national security policies that other countries have dealt with. Keep in mind, this is the president who banned Huawei from 5G in the United States and sent us all around the world to spread that message, and then tried to ban TikTok globally in the United States, at least nationwide in the United States, back in 2020. So clearly this is a turnaround, and my guess is it has to do with personal animus towards Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. Okay. Clear. There was a little Australian note in Joe Biden's speech the other day. I just want to show our viewers what he had to say.
I've revitalized our partnership and alliance in the Pacific. India, Australia, Japan, South Korea, Pacific Islands. I've made sure that the most advanced American technologies can't be used in China, not allowing to trade them there. Frankly, for all this tough talk on China, it never occurred to my predecessor to do any of that.
That was a little nod to Australia there, just in case you missed it. It was during the State of the Union address. This happens on an annual basis. And Mick, these are speeches that are written and rewritten and gone over for months in advance. But this was off script. What do you make of that?
It was just fascinating. I had a Democrat friend of mine send me the last version of the script, the text of the speech. So I was reading along during the speech, and all the stuff about China and about banning trade and so forth is in the speech. But the specific reference to Australia and the other countries is not there. And to me, as a former White House insider, that's fascinating. The negotiations within an administration over what goes in the speech takes weeks. We used to fight over whether or not a topic would get 2 lines in the speech or 3 lines in the speech. That's the level of detail that administrations pay to this particular State of the Union. Keep in mind, this is after the football games, after the Super Bowl, this is the largest television event in the country this year. Nearly 50 million people will watch this. And it's one of the rare times that people who don't follow politics actually watch a politician. So this is a big deal. The fact that the Australia-Japan language got in there at the last moment tells me the president insisted on it. This wasn't him shooting from the cuff. It wasn't him sort of making stuff up as he go. Clearly, they made a late addition to that to specifically identify those partner countries in Asia, and I thought that was fascinating.